fellas sitting over there watching you. Get smart. Take your dive if you want to stay healthy. Captain. It's a shame the kid hung himself. He was a comer.
Maybe that boy wasn't supposed to win that fight, Davis. Maybe he was supposed to take a dive instead.
Those are pretty strong words, Lieutenant.
Murder is a strong word, too, Davis.
I don't know. You lost me, Captain.
Your boss, Harry Nagel, lost $30,000 in that fight.
Look, you guys are a little off base, aren't you? Harry Nagel promotes fights. I manage fighters. Strictly a business relationship. That's all it is. Harry Nagel wants to place a bet here and there. That's his business, not mine.
Sure. And if Nagel wants a fight fix, he just gives you the nod.
Everybody knows that Nagel tells you and every other fight manager what time to get up and what time to go to bed. You're as thick as thieves. And you can take that in a literal sense.
Now, wait a minute. You listen to me, Mr. Policeman. You've been singing that song so long, it's starting to sound like a broken record. Your grand jury came up with empty hands. Your citizens committee struck out altogether. Now just stay away from me. And that also goes for your 2-bit flat feet. Keep them away from me and my fighters. Come on, Wally.
Type that up 5 copies.
That stinks, Jim. It positively stinks. Barnes didn't hang himself. He was murdered. That boy was murdered because he wouldn't throw a fight. If we could only get one of those boys to testify, just one would break the ice.
You won't get any of them to talk, especially now after what happened to Barnes. So headquarters is trying another attack undercover. They're bringing in a tightroper.
Mobsters keep their control of the fight game by threats, beatings, killings. They're protected by a wall of silence, a wall created by fear. As a police officer working undercover, my assignment was to break through that wall of silence. I had to get one of the fighters to talk, one who had been forced to throw fights. A likely candidate was Buddy Brannon, a boy who had lost his last 3 bouts. He also had shared the dressing room with the fighter who was found hanged. He's a good boy. Who is he?
Buddy Brannon.
Lost his last 3 fights, didn't he?
Needs experience. Okay. Time. You gotta work on that jab more.
What for?
Because I'm telling you, that's what for.
You got a lot of class, kid.
Yeah, I got a lot of class.
Get over to the heavy bag and work on that jab. Jones. O'Malley, get off that bike. Get in the ring.
Hey, who's his manager?
Mike Davis. Why?
I got a little proposition might interest him. Where do I find him?
Right there in the office.
I'm looking for Mike Davis.
I'm Mike Davis.
I want to talk to you.
Go ahead, talk.
You interested in selling a piece of one of your fighters?
Maybe. Which one?
Buddy Brannon.
What are you, a wise guy or something?
Yeah, I'm a wise guy. With a lot of long green. Interested?
Yeah, I'm interested. But give me a few minutes to think about it. Meantime, why don't you sit down and play a few hands?
Why not?
Cards. I didn't get your name.
Make it Brown.
A brown with the long green. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. The game was as crooked as Davis's smile. They had suckered me along, let me win. Now they were ready to take me, but good. I could smell it coming. Even before I looked at the cards, I knew that Davis had dealt me a pat hand. Yeah, there it was. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A straight. What do you say we separate the men from the boys? I'll open for 500.
Come in. There's your 5. I'll kick at 5.
This is the kind of action I like. 5, and I'll raise you another 5.
I'd like to believe you, Brownie, but there's your 5. I'll bounce at 750.
That's what fascinates me about cards. You never really know, do you?
No, you don't.
I'll see the 750 and raise you another 5.
Well, you'll have to take my mark.
No paper. You want to see this hand, you lay 5 bills on the table.
I haven't got that kind of cash on me.
Maybe you have something just as good.
Yeah, for instance.
Buddy Brannon's contract.
Buddy Brannon's contract.
That's right.
Buddy Brannon's contract.
You're called.
How many?
3.
3?
3. Right off the top. You know, I've got a feeling these are going to be 3 nice ones. I've just got a feeling.
Dealer takes 3.
Well, being that you're out of cash, there's no sense betting anymore. 3 aces. Now, what did you have? Well, a pair of kings. Say, with these 3 aces, that would have been some hand. Ace high full.
Hold it, wise guy.
I don't get it.
You're not taking that contract.
Oh, you mind if I disagree?
Would you like to walk out of here, or maybe you'd like to be carried out?
I think I'll walk. Got a little paper here. Bill of sale. Just to make everything legal. Sign it. Sign it. And you witness it.
Sign it.
Put the rest in. Well, I've enjoyed the friendly little game. Again sometime. So long, suckers.
Nagel know anything about this?
He will, if he doesn't already. Anyway, from now on, I'm handling you.
Suppose I don't want it that way.
You've got no choice. You either fight for me or you don't fight.
I don't even know you, mister. I don't know if you can get me any bouts.
I'll get you the bouts. And from now on, you can fight to win.
What's that crack supposed to mean?
It means you don't have to go into the tank anymore. No more dives.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do, buddy. You've got a lot of class. You had no right losing those last 3 fights. Now, Mike Davis told you to lose them.
Look, mister.
Brown, Ted Brown.
I lost those fights on the up and up. I'm not admitting anything. I'm not going to mess around with Nagel. I don't want that muscle of his visiting me like he did Gus Barnes.
That the kid that hanged himself?
Yeah. That's the kid that hanged himself. Get out of here, Brown.
Win with me or keep on losing with Mike Davis?
Well, if it isn't the big brother, I thought you were going out tonight.
You've been drinking.
That's right, I've been drinking.
Why don't you leave the kid alone? A few drinks won't hurt her. Besides, she's a big girl now.
Listen, you stay away from my sister, I'm gonna break you in half, see?
You take your paws off me.
Get out of here.
Sure. Sure. I won't say it's been nice, because it hasn't. So long, baby.
Well, Big Shot, does pushing my friends around make you feel 9 feet tall?
Friends? You call them friends? Look, Judy, I begged you to stay away from that guy. He's nothing but a cheap crook. He's been arrested a half a dozen times. Look, you're made up like a little floozy. Do you know why I keep using these, Judy? Do you know why I keep getting my brains knocked out? So I can make something out of this. So you can meet some decent people, have some decent friends, meet a decent guy.
And bring them home here, to this dump. Sure, you don't like the way I dress. You don't like my friends. You'd like me to go to society teas? Well, I'm awfully sorry. I haven't been invited to any lately. And even if I had, I don't have the clothes that go with them. Buddy, I'm sorry. I know you do the best you can. I know it, but... Well, I'm not some hothouse flower that you can build a fence around. I've got to take my friends where I can find them.
I'm sorry, honey. Things are going to be different from now on, I promise you. I'll get a better place to live just as soon as I can win some fights. Judy. Judy, listen.
No, we've been through all this before. Now, nothing's going to change. You'll keep on fighting for nickels and dimes, and I'll keep on working in the laundry, and we'll both keep on living right here. Now, face it, buddy. Good night.
She's right, buddy. You're not going to take her out of this sewer your way. Taking handouts from Mike Davis, throwing fights.
Hey, Mr. Brown, look, she don't know anything about that. And she can't ever find out. She'd hate me if she did.
Then what's it going to be, buddy? Nickels and dimes with Davis or a new life for Judy with me?
It won't work. Nicholas got this whole town locked up. I even went to another city once to get a fight, and he killed her with a phone call.
You let me handle Nate. How would you like a fight with Kenny Rinks?
You must be crazy. Nagel's building him for a crack at the title.
Think you can beat him?
Blindfolded. Any fight he ever won was a setup.
You mind if I use your phone?
Go ahead.
I want you to be at Nagel's Tavern tomorrow night, 8 o'clock sharp. Give me the sports editor. We're going to have Nagel coming to us. Sports desk? Listen, I got a hot tip for you. If you want a front-page story, send a reporter over to Harry Nagel's Tavern tomorrow night at 8 o'clock sharp. Never mind who I am. Oh, and if you're smart, you'll send along a photographer, too.
I don't mind telling you this, but I'm a little confused.
Don't be. You just start looking for an uptown apartment for you and Judy to live in. Give me the sports editor.
Here comes Rinks and Davis now.
You manage Rinks, too?
Sure. It's one of Nagel's top men. If you're not handled by Davis or another one of Nagel's managers, you just can't get a fight in this town.
Well, well, if it isn't Mr. Davis. Dealt yourself any more fool houses lately?
Look, that contract ain't worth a cup of coffee. You ain't gonna get him in any fights.
Say, are you Rinks?
Yeah, I'm Rinks. I saw your last fight.
You're pretty bad.
Just who are you, Big Mouth?
I'm Brannon's new manager, and when he gets you in the ring, he's gonna knock your ears off.
Don't worry, he ain't gonna get him in the ring.
Listen, Big Mouth, I can take 3 guys like Brannon. And at the same time, I don't even have to work up a sweat to take you.
Take it easy, Rinks. He was doing the talking, I wasn't.
Why don't you and your phony manager get out of here? I don't like your company.
Don't push me, Rinks.
Look, come on, kid, relax. Let's get something to eat.
Wait a minute. You got a big mouth too, huh, Brannon? Open it one more time. I'll close it.
Just try it. And it's
It's you and me all over this place.
Look, boys, now take it easy, huh?
Let
please?
the boys have their fun, Davis.
It was a very clever stunt, framing it so that your boy knocked out Rinks in front of all those newspaper men.
I wouldn't exactly call that a frame.
Well, that's purely a matter of semantics. What I mean is that now, through family in the press and by popular demand, I will be forced to allow your boy to fight Rinks.
That is the general idea.
You're walking a very dangerous path, Mr. Brown.
I'll try to be fast on my feet.
So said the spider.
Let's get down to specifics, Nagel.
By all means.
You match Brannon and Rinks, and not right away. We'll keep this thing alive. Keep the newspapers hollering for a Brannon Rinks match. You leave that to me. In the meantime, we can give Brannon 4 or 5 main events. Build him up. Shouldn't be hard to do. The kid has got class. Then when the public is hollering its head off, we'll match Brannon and Rinks.
I presume this story has a happy ending?
That it does. Brannon will probably go into the fight a 4 or 5 to 1 favorite, only he won't win. He'll take a dive. And you and I will ride the gravy train together.
And suppose after a taste of success, Brannon will take the...
Don't worry. He'll take it. I'll see to that.
You know, Mr. Brown, I understand that you bet quite heavily on your beliefs. Suppose you and I have a little bet about your ability to handle Brannon.
What are the stakes?
For me, my agreement to go along with your proposition all the way, and for you, a transient and comparatively useless thing, your life.
You've got yourself a bet. Buddy Brannon had a color that caught on with the crowd. They loved him. And Buddy, he was as happy as a child. He and Judy got their new apartment, and a lot more. All on Harry Nagel's money. But the payoff was getting close. Buddy was being built up for a big letdown. Your match with Kenny Rinks is all set. You meet him on the 17th.
You did it. You really did it. Well, nothing's gonna stop us now. I'm gonna tear that Rinks apart. Just wait and see.
That's right, Buddy. You tear him apart for 5 rounds. And then in the 6th, you go into the tank.
Oh, yeah, sure. That'll be the day when you tell me to throw a fight. Hey, Ted, don't even kid about that, huh?
I'm not kidding, Buddy. You make the fight look good for 5 rounds. Then you take a dive. Those are Nagel's orders, and they're mine.
Nagel and you? Nagel and you? So it starts all over again.
Shouldn't be hard for you to do, Buddy. You've thrown fights before. This time you'll do all right. I'm betting your end of the purse on Rinks.
And I thought you were on the level.
You wanted a decent place for Judy to live, didn't you? You're sending her to secretarial school like you wanted. And she's got decent friends now. You want to keep it that way, don't you?
Look, you leave Judy out of this.
Can you leave her out, Buddy? You want to take her back to that dump you were living in? You and I are Nagel's property now, but this time the price is right. You're not fighting any third-rater. You're fighting the next champ. You fight him right up till the 6th round.
I want to tell you something. I always wanted to play it straight. Even when Nagel pushed me so low, he made me throw those phony club fights. Even then, there was always a thought in the back of my head that someday I'd have a chance to fight clean. But you've done a lot for me, and I'm never going to forget you for it. You and Nagel and all the other nice guys that I've met. I'm going to hate your guts the rest of my life. Now get out of here.
This was the crusher for Buddy. It made me sick to do it, but it was all part of the plan to make him talk. In the fight between Buddy and Kenny Rinks, there was a packed house. I hoped to give them a better show than they had paid for. There was just one piece of the plan missing, and she was due just about now. Come here. I invited her.
Wait, that's all.
Okay. Got a little present for you, Judy.
We don't want any presents from you. All I want from you is not to be late on payday.
This time I'll make it a little earlier.
What is it?
Call it the door to your future, Judy.
Let me see.
$40,000 will buy a lot of elephants to ride on. It's our first bonus from Nagel. Thought it might be nice to kick it in for the kid.
Don't open it, Judy.
It's only a piece of paper.
It's a bookie's marker, Judy. $5,000 at 8-1 on a knockout in the 6th round.
You better shut up.
But another fighter's name is on this, not Buddy's.
What do you want, $40,000 and a winner?
You're going to lose, aren't you? You already know you're going to lose. The fight's crooked.
Let Judy go on home. Honey, you don't understand these things. I'll talk to you about it later.
Then what will you say then? One of these other times like before? Another lucky punch? How many times has this happened, Buddy? How many?
Stop it, Judy. Stop it.
Big, noble brother who didn't like my friends, didn't like the company I kept, who called people cheap crooks. You're more crooked than any one of them.
I said to go home, honey. Come on.
Oh, no. This fight I want to see. I want to see your face when it happens. I want to watch you when they count to 10.
Judy. I told you that she was never supposed to find out about that.
That's some gratitude. Look, if she's big enough to spend the money, she's big enough to know how you earn it. Oh, you're overacting, kid. You're just not that tough.
This time you and Nagel went too far. See, I did what I did because of Judy. But now I don't have Judy anymore. Did you ever see a punch-drunk pug? He looks like a vegetable with a scrambled-up brain. And that's going to be my gift to you.
Maybe it's time you had an honest fight. The setup had been as delicate as a Japanese fan, but the hard work was over. If things went according to plan, all that was left was for me to get my brains beaten out.
Fight tonight either. Here's one fighter's got a better weapon than his fist. I got a mouth and I'm going to use it. I'm going to give you guys Nagel, Davis, Brown, the whole crummy bunch of them. You wanted a bird that knew all the songs, huh? Well, you finally got one. I'm going to tell you guys how Gus Barnes really got hung.
The plan had been to set Buddy Brannon up so he'd want to talk. Then the police had to be brought in while he was ripe. I knew the plan had worked. I knew it the way you know when you're hit by a 10-ton truck. Out in the arena, they were still waiting for the main event. They didn't know that the main event had already taken place, but Harry Nagel was one of the first to know about it. Mike Davis went along peacefully. Nagel's muscle tried to put up a fight. It didn't last long. The wall of silence had been broken. The dam had been opened when Buddy Brannon talked, and Nagel and his crowd were caught in the flood. But living in fear is a terrible thing, and fear is the favorite weapon of the hoodlums. Too many people are trapped in fear behind other walls of silence. They need help, and that's why there's a tightrope that has to be walked.